of Washington, D.C., where each and every week, me, your co-host, Kelsey Nicole Nelson, joins you alongside the boss man, yes, the one and only Mr. Richard Myles Sr., the CEO, founder, and chairman of the league. Myles, how are you today?
I'm doing fine today. I'm surrounded by all these women.
We were just attendees at the 8th annual Black Women's Roundtable, which was my first time going, your first time going, and let me just say, what an experience.
I'll be excited about it.
Attendee all the time now.
Absolutely. I really enjoyed it. The MFL was there as a Black Women's Roundtable, but to see all these dynamic women there with great causes, great missions. Some of them, some of these people come from all around the country, and it was exciting to see that and to hear the things that they were saying and stuff. Right. And man, talking to these women, they was sharp.
I say,
wow,
yeah.
Very. And I'm not easy to be impressed by anyone.
I couldn't tell.
But I was very impressed by these women, and I'm excited to have them aboard with us today.
And we're excited to actually have them in studio from the wonderful state of Florida, right? The battleground state, the Sunshine State.
Well, my father from Lake.
You have ties to Florida. I love to vacation in Florida.
Never been there. That's a shame.
We have Florida ties. See, now they got to get you down there. But now you will have to get down there because now these dynamic women, I'll let them talk about it, but they're going to be a part of the MFL. So before we go any further, let me have each of the women in studio introduce yourselves with your first and last name, and please give your titles to our listeners.
My name is Corinne Dennis, and I'm a member of Black Women's Roundtable, which is the reason I'm up in D.C. right now. We're having our annual conference, but I'm also a regional leader for Prophetic Women Voices, which is seen by our executive director, Ambassador Deanna Smith, and that's how I got to meet Mr. Myles today.
Oh, wow.
Perfect. Thank you. And also joining us, we have
Dester Jean Keith. I'm with Elect Lady Productions, part of the International Press Association. Crew member in the airlines, 24 years, and a pilot.
Oh, very cool. Very dynamic.
I'm also a minister.
Also a minister.
Okay.
You are surrounded, Myles, just by greatness. You meet these ladies at the Black Women Roundtable, and what most impressed you?
Well, being around these individuals, first and foremost, and listening to what they saying, I got so caught up. I was there to cover the round table, but I was impressed with these women and the things that they said. I'd sit there and we stopped recording because we end up doing the interviews later on, because I was so impressed with what they was doing and what they were saying and with the distance they came from. And I'm like, wait a minute, we need, and I'm definitely here about bringing people from the field to the front office. That includes women too as well. And these dynamic women, and I want women at the table making decisions.
Right.
So I took that as, this is something that I need to, reach out to these women. And after talking with them, I was even more impressed. And so I just feel that it was just a natural collaboration once I told them exactly what I did. I think they could see the connection that we had there, and this is something special.
And that being said, I'll now turn it over to you guys. So tell me, when you first got here to our nation's capital and you get to the Black Women's Roundtable, what were some of your initiatives? Like, what were you hoping to accomplish?
Well, this is not my first time here. I'm loving D.C.
Yes,
This is kind of
we're
like
glad.
becoming a second or third
Our
home
mayor
for
would
me.
love to hear that.
Yes.
A woman mayor, right?
Yeah,
A Black woman mayor at that.
No. It's
Miss
always
Bowser,
exciting.
absolutely.
Black power.
Absolutely.
So, to me, Black Women's Roundtable is not about just a bunch of sisters getting together, but it is about the empowerment and the force that is to be reckoned with when a group of powerful sisters get together.
Right.
We come to get together to assimilate, to talk about strategizing for what do we want to push and see happen in our communities on a local and a national level for that year that's remaining till the conference comes again. As you know, a lot of the things that we've been pushing, as you heard them talk about, were the voters at the voter questions at the polls last year, surveying people after they came out. One of the big things that was being pushed was Amendment 4 down in Florida, where it was talking about, we had 1.4 million disenfranchised felons that could not vote. It didn't matter if you had committed that felony 1 year ago or 20 years ago.
Right.
Basically, the system with Florida is you were not getting your right to vote back. But praise be to God, by the push of Desmond Meade and many others down in our state, we now have the right to vote back. So I'm excited about what's going to be happening in our next election time. I want to see what the difference is actually going to be with this many people can vote now, because that's going to be a shift in the election.
Absolutely.
You know, Florida's a swing state.
Right.
So Florida sometimes makes or breaks an election for some candidates. So to see our people that now have their rights back to vote, I'm excited that they have their rights back to vote, but I'm going to be even more excited to see them go out to the polls. I want to see those souls in the polls. But like you said, we were talking about Black Women's Roundtable, and what other things are they pushing? They push education. If you notice from what you were listening to today, they are working with the women in Africa, helping with the schooling and the education and the water and the clothing and different things. I know if you were there on yesterday, you saw the amazing dancing, the dancers. Yes, we enjoy as well as we have a focal point. I come to make a difference and a change. And that's most important. When you come to BWR, you're coming because you want to take knowledge and wisdom back to where you've come from, and you want to help empower your people, empower our women.
BWI, she got me.
You said BWI. You trying to go to the airport already, Myles?
No,
We're just getting the swing
I
of the show.
don't mess with Baltimore. Be careful up there. But no, that's exactly what I was saying. In listening to you guys, listening to these women of power and knowledge, very knowledgeable women, I was excited about that. And also with the camaraderie that we had, me being a man, and the things you were doing was near and dear to my heart, because I have a brother that's been incarcerated a while. So, and we also, my daughter worked with a company that had working for the returning citizens. So I understand that. So that's something near and dear to my heart. But the collaboration that we have, that we're looking forward to having with y'all and with us.
Well, I would say if I can take a good educated stab at this.
Stab me.
I always like anything that's going to benefit our people. So to me, I'm listening to you and I'm taking in a lot of different things that you're saying. And I want to be able to take this back to my upper head, my leaders, and I want to be able to effectively explain your program and let them understand why this medical piece is so important. Because I'm speaking even as a mom. I have that athletic child that has had that concussion, and we've had to go through that training, and even with him now, he's still back in 3 other sports. So I understand what you're saying, and when I believe the medicine is all natural, someone was saying.
Right, absolutely.
Well,
wow.
And now to me, that would have been a resource I would have loved to have been given to me, because that wasn't how it went with my son. We got a bunch of painkillers and a bunch of other different things that
I personally had a concussion.
Oh wow! So you can talk to it.
I had post-concussion syndrome. So.
And even like you were saying, opioids. Those things are addictive.
Yes.
And my son was like, I took the bottle of the couple of bottles of different things they gave him because I didn't want him addicted to painkillers. They had even given him morphine at one time. I'm like, look, there's no broken bones, there's no broken limbs. We're not gonna work with medicine like that. So to me, hearing about this medical piece is something that, because I'm one of them proactive moms in the school, I would want to tell the schools about your medicine. I would want to try to network you with different coaches in the college sector and the high school sector, so that when these children get hurt, they have an alternative. Because I did hear you say the insurance companies will cover the medication, correct? So, okay. So as opposed to giving my child some form of a drug that could become addicting, I would rather give my child an all-natural product that is not going to be addicting, not have long-term effects on my child's body, their mind. You don't know how your child years from now would react to different drugs, because what we have to understand is anytime we take a drug, it's used to trigger some of the nerves in the mind per se. Like if you get steroid shots, the injections, when they're given to you in your back because you have back pain and different things, they're not all natural. All they do is they go into the area, they're injected in to make trick the nerve to think that it's not having an issue, but as soon as it wears off, the nerve goes back to its former state and you're back in pain again. So I'd rather give something to my child that is going to be long-term effective better than long-term harmful.
Long-term harmful. We have to continue this conversation. We're going to go to a quick break and we'll be right back. We'll continue right back on this very important topic. So stay tuned to Inside the MFL.